Hey guys, my name is CONSTRUCTOR'S and today I'm back with another video, and today I'm back with part 8 of my F1 2018 career mode, 2019 career mode here in France for the French Grand Prix in Le Castellet. I think that's how you say it. Anyway, but yeah, if you didn't watch the last two videos, I recommend you go watch them because they were fantastic results. We get a 4th place in Monaco and a 5th place in Canada. Like, how much better can you get? But hopefully we can carry that run here in France. But after practice though, we do get a pretty decent amount of resource points. Completed 4 of the practice programs there. Getting a pretty decent amount. How many will we get at the end of this? I'm not sure. Hopefully it's enough to be able to get a minor upgrade for the drag reduction for the aerodynamics side of this car. That's where we've been focusing mostly on this for this career mode so far in this first season, aerodynamics, because that is quite a big chunk of the that helps quite a lot, because it also helps us in straight line as well as corners mostly. Straight line speed is drag, like that. The engine is good, it gets its acceleration, but top end speed, the drag is what will keep you going faster. But there you go, we've now got 3 upgrades for aerodynamics that should be going. But let's go into qualifying for the French Grand Prix.
Welcome to qualifying for this weekend's French Grand Prix. The teams are making their last-minute adjustments before the lights go green and the fight for pole position gets underway. Now then, Anthony Davidson, you're not getting any younger, but you have been involved in your fair share of qualifying sessions in an illustrious 30-year career. How do you deal with the pressure when you have that one chance to deliver a perfect lap?
It's not so much about dealing with the pressure, it's more about how you approach the risk and just how much of it are you willing to take. You're constantly balancing the car on the edge of grip from braking, cornering and traction. And over the course of a lap, it's easy to get that balance wrong. And that's why achieving the perfect lap is almost impossible. As you say, I've been doing this 30 years now, and it never gets any easier.
So here we are in Q1, going on to our lap time here. It's raining, but in Q1 though, it's gonna be dry tyres for the for this Grand Prix. Well, this first sector anyway, as we get a little bit of a warning for corner cutting there. But in the first sector, it's 25.0, I think that says, or 26.0. I can't really read it. 54.9 actually. I can't read. This is awful here. But around the last corner, still on the dry tyres, soft tyres. Up to the line, Ricardo is set at 123, I'm pretty sure. We got a 133, we set a 135, which is awful. It does still manages to get us, it does manage still to get us into Q2. Our teammate unfortunately comes 17th, so Perez, our teammate Gasly, wow. Magnussen and Norris, who's not had a very good qualifying session ever, as he had to go on the intermediates because he left it so late. Yeah, they're all out of this qualifying session, so we're the one flying the flag for Williams here in Q2. I doubt we'll be able to get into Q3. We haven't so far this season. We didn't get to manage to do it in Monaco, but we set a original lap time of 1:49.4 here in intermediate conditions in France. But this is going to be our final lap time, going a little bit wider through the final corner. Gives us a better run down the start-finish straight, gaining us a little bit of time here. So we're going to go start our lap time now. We're currently P11. You got 50 seconds now. Well, now, as we go into turn 1, already green, a little bit of time gain. We was very slowly on our first lap. We've already gained a couple of attempts there, but we lose a little bit of time going wide at the exit of turn 2. Now into the little section here, the right-hander of turn 3, and then turn 4 of the left-hander, and then back onto the double right-hander before the main, before the left-handed kink before the Mistral straight. We have 4 attempts up there. I'm pretty sure it says. Only 2 attempts slower than Max Verstappen, as in Canada, we was behind Albon, giving us a little bit of a tow. I think we're behind him once again here in France, so we've continued that little run behind Albon. So hopefully he can help us and get us into Q3. I highly doubt it, because our Williams still isn't that good. We're losing the back end through turn 8 and turn 9 on the exit. Qualifying is now being complete. This will be our final lap time of the weekend for qualifying, if we don't manage to get it through into Q3. But up to the wow, this flat out right-hander normally in the dry off turn 10. We clip the barrier, clip the little board saying a corner name, and that might have gained us, or may have lost us some time as go wide into turn 11/12. I'm not sure if that counts as 2 corners or 1 double apex corner here, but that going into this left-hander, that's turn 12, so that was turn 11, that double apex right-hander with 7/10 up as it stands. Will that be enough as we go over the curb? Will that be enough to gain us enough time to push us onto the into Q3 at least? We've already dropped down to P13 as other people setting out at times. We're up to the line, getting on the curb and losing us a little bit of traction down the exit. We're still in the slipstream of Albon up to the line. It's going to be P12 for the French Grand Prix qualifying. So I'll actually take that. I'll take that. That's actually a pretty decent qualifying position there, if I do say so myself. I will take that very much. So yeah, Kimi Räikkönen is out as well with us. Kimi Räikkönen, us, Ricciardo, Sainz and Alexander Albon are all the retirements from Q2 there, and we've managed to out-qualify our teammate again, so we're going to start a new rivalry with our teammate, 1 point ahead after qualifying. So yeah, that is great progress. I say progress, great news, I guess. We're already starting to beat our teammate. I mean, it's only 1 point and anything can change. We're going to get a pretty decent amount of resource points here, about 150, because we managed to get into Q2, so that's great. First but driver bonus as well. We might be able to get a new contract after this race, 187, which is fantastic. Our rep with Williams goes up. I'm not sure if any other teams rep went up as well. I didn't get enough chance to look, but we're up into 359 resource points. That's still not enough to get another upgrade. It's not like we would anyway, because aerodynamic wise anyway, we still have to wait at least until Austria before we can get another upgrade, and that's still a major upgrade, so we'll probably have to wait until Hungary, Germany time until we purchase another upgrade. But if all these parts go on here, we should be ahead of Toro Rosso and McLaren in the aerodynamic table. But let's go into the race for the French Grand Prix.
Welcome along then to the Circuit Paul Ricard, home of the French Grand Prix, home race of the Renault team, and of course a number of the drivers on the grid as well. Of the 14 races held here up until 1990, 5 were won by a Frenchman, and 4 of those, of course, were Alain Prost. I wonder who'll add their name to that winners list today. Mastering a lap of Paul Ricard means getting to know 15 corners, 6 left and 9 right, for an overall lap distance of 3.6 miles. The 2 halves of the long Mistral straight are separated by a heavy braking zone into a potential overtaking hotspot at the Chicane Nord. And watch out for the drivers running onto the distinctive coloured stripes, which are low in grip and highly abrasive. And I'm joined once again by Anthony Davidson to bring you the lowdown for today's race. Let's talk about Joker. That was a solid result in their last race. Can they keep that momentum going this weekend?
There are never any guarantees in this business, but certainly the performance last time out would have boosted their confidence coming into this one.
It's time to take a look at our starting grid for today's race. Valtteri Bottas lines up on pole position with Charles Leclerc alongside. Considering the rest of the grid, we have Vettel, Verstappen, Lewis Hamilton and Hülkenberg, Butler, Grosjean, Stroll and Lucas Faber, Raikkonen, Joker, Daniel Ricciardo and Sainz, Albon, Perez, George Russell and Pierre Gasly. Magnussen and Lando Norris starts from the back of the grid, and with lights out just moments away, it's time to go down to the track.
So here we are, sat on the grid out of the French Grand Prix. It's going to be a two-stall strategy. I did try and change it up like I've done like every single Grand Prix to try and make it to the one-stop strategy, but it just ended up to be a bit slower. Well, by quite a lot to be honest. Well, 1.1/2 seconds, well, 1.5 seconds. It's not that much slower, but around the track that's like not too hard to overtake. That might be the difference between points and no points, so I don't want to risk it. I'm going to go with the one... Actually, I do actually go with the one-stop strategy there, so maybe I did risk it. I'm lying here. I don't have a clue what I'm saying. I've recorded this like a couple of days ago, and I don't know any voicing over it, but it is what it is. I've said that so much through this career mode, probably. But yeah, hopefully we can get a good start. Like I said in every single episode, we need a good start. Good starts is where, like, because this car is so slow, We need to dive bomb people. I know it's like not the cleanest way of overtaking, but if we can get past a half like the grid after the start, we'll just slowly go backwards, but maybe we'll be able to hold them off if we defend as high as we can and I try to be fair as much as possible. But yeah, as long as we get hold off the AI and keep our positions, we should be good. But we're one of the only cars started on the medium tyres, apart from the front runners. We got the racing point just in front of us, who was also on the soft medium tyres. But we ran out on the grid with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 laps into the French Grand Prix. Lights out and away we go. We had a shocking start there. We're already getting mugged by one of the Toro Rossos on our inside, as well as no one else is mugging us there. But we're going to go round the outside of that Toro Rosso. I think it's Albon, maybe. I'm pretty sure, yeah, it is Albon, who's now stuck behind one of the Ricciardo and Raikkonen. We've actually dropped down 2 positions off that start. We're on the inside of Albon, who's locked up massively into turn 3. We're still going to go round the outside of Daniel Ricciardo and Kimi Raikkonen up the inside line, touching and clipping Grosjean there. We've also got a very deep there, trying to block off Ricciardo and Raikkonen, but they get a little bit of their wheel stuck in my wheel, slowing us all up there. So that's helped Stroll get away from us down the Mistral straight. But Albon, we're already trying to overtake us with his soft tyres there. So we're going to try and hold on to P11 as Grosjean's getting overtaken by Stroll in the chicane. Going very slowly as well. It's taken us until lap 4 to have a little dive up the inside into turn 5, losing the back end a little bit. Now turn 6, hopefully we can get a good exit. The AI on this game gets such a good exit out of turn 6, may I just add. Like, it's unbearable. And Ricciardo's actually managed to get past Albon there. And he's also tried to have a look at us on lap 5, going down the Mistral straight chicane. But speaking of which, a lap later, exactly, Grosjean's now stuck behind Stroll. He's been stuck behind him for quite a while. This is going to give us a little chance maybe to have a look on the inside into the double apex turn 11. We're going to side by side into there as we get a little bit of more momentum as his tyres are starting to die on lap 6 as we move up into P10 for this French Grand Prix. We've got Devon Butler, one of our main F2 rival there, who's now pulled into the pits at the end of that lap. That's promoted us into P6. And we've got Lance Stroll just in front of us, who's on the same strategy as us, as well as a Ferrari of Charles Leclerc, who's actually got problems. I was told he's got some mechanical problems, but annoyingly he's holding us up massively. Why don't you just let us pass, mate? You've got problems, please let us pass, as we're going to get past anyway, it doesn't matter what. As speaking of which, we're going to go side by side into this fast left-hander of right-hander of turn 10. We're going to have the inside line, and we managed to get the move done on the Ferrari driver, on the Monegasque, the young Monegasque. But it doesn't even take that long for his power unit to fix itself, as he's now going around our outside of the turn 1. There's nothing I can do about it, and unfortunately we've lost P5 again. We're back down to P6 with Pierre Gasly just behind us. I'm not sure if we're racing him for position or if he's already pitted. I think he's already pitted though, as Lance Stroll is now into the pits for his pit stop. We're going to come in on lap 12, so he's actually not done as many laps as us. But here we are on lap 12 with the wrong pit entrance. We're going to be coming into the pits as it's actually changed for the real life French Grand Prix. So hopefully the Codemasters can change that going through the game's release and the game cycle. But hopefully we can get a good teammate, just like the real life French Grand Prix Williams team. We actually go faster than what the Williams team did in real life with a 1.8. Where we're going to come out in the pits, we go P15 right now. We're going to come out in the pits just alongside Perez. Jesus, getting very close there. Look how close that was. We're going to come out in P16, but look how close this is. Look, Jesus Christ, that's the problem with this pit exit. It just comes out on the racing line, and we're going to come out in P16. But lap 15 now, a couple of laps later, Perez is now having a go on Carlos Sainz. I'm pretty sure that is for P14. We're going to have some runners. There's a little bit of lag, sorry about that. As Carlos Sainz is now holding around the outside of Perez here. This is a grid. I just included this. Doesn't have anything to do with us until the start-finish straight. But this is such a good battle with the AI. It's nice to see that AI now are actually willing to fight each other, as Carlos Sainz and Perez are still going side by side still. 3 corners have been going side by side, and Perez has now got the outside line going into the penultimate corner. Sainz is going to squeeze him a little bit wide, but unfortunately for Sainz, Perez has still got the inside line, and they're going to get a really good exit by Perez there, and it's going to give us a chance. Hopefully we can get this slipstream. Yes, we are with DRS medium and standard modes for both of our both of our deployments. Going to go into the inside line, around Carlos Sainz, braking a little bit earlier. Carlos Sainz locks up, and he gives us P15 for free there on lap 16. So great battle between the two AI there, which is fantastic. Lap 16 now, heading up to turn 10. This is K-Mag having a look up our inside. Here we go, side by side. We're still side by side. We're going to go and brake a little bit earlier. Hopefully we can cut back to the inside going into turn 11. We try it. He cuts us off though, blocking us off. And unfortunately that's going to be us losing position to K-Mag there. But hopefully we can... Jesus Christ, nearly touching the back of him as we go very deep with under brakes into turn 12. And at the end of lap 16 though, a couple of cars are in the pits. It's promoted us into P12. And we are like literally into P12 permanently. Unless we lose to positions, because we have already made all our pit stops. And Magnussen on these dead ass medium tyres on lap 17, really bad exit out of turn 2. We're at the inside of turn 3, squeezed him out, and we went up into P11 there, one place off the points paying position. So hopefully that can happen, and hopefully we can catch up to Perez, who's next, or maybe one of the Renaults who's ahead of the Ferrari, who I think still has to pit, to be honest. Yeah, I'm not sure where we're coming when we pitted in. I don't know what position we're in, but K-Mag's now having another look at us. Down the Mistral straight, he's going to have the inside line for the chicane. He's already made the move before we even get there. Under braking, when we have a look around his outside, we're going to hold it around the inside. We're going to have the inside line for the next corner, going a little bit deeper just to cut him off. And we managed to keep P11 there from the Danish driver there, as Ricciardo is now in the pits, and so is Raikkonen. So that moves up into P9. Our teammates also followed him in, but unfortunately Verstappen's just managed to get out in front of us. So yeah, a bit unfortunate there. It's lap 18. What's going to happen here? Probably a little bit of a run by K-Mag, who's probably going to have a chance going down the Mistral straight. Once again, one of the main opportunities for overtaking on this French Grand Prix. Here we go, he's in the slipstream, DRS, probably overtake mode, and Rich Mix. He's already got the pass done before we get to the chicane, and I'm just going to hold back. We're not going to do what we did last time. We jumped down to P10, we're still in the points here, but I did know he already had a pit stop to do as he's coming to the pit. So is Perez and Gasly, so that moves up into P7 for this French Grand Prix. We've got 8 laps to go as Stroll's down to the pits for his final pit stop. He's gone on the hards for 8 laps to go. Why would you do that? Why don't you go on the softs? What an idiot, because Hulkenberg's now caught us up on lap 22. We're currently P6 for this French Grand Prix. We've got 5 laps, 6 laps actually, to hold on to as the points paying positions. As lap 23, Hulkenberg got past us on lap 22. Lap 23, we're going through the Mistral Straight chicane. Getting a really bad exit there, Jesus Christ. And this is going to give Stroll, who's already stopped on fresher hard tyres. We're going to squeeze him all the way to the right there. He's got the inside line. He's already got past us before we get to turn 10. We're going to open up the corner as much as possible. We're going to have the inside line maybe for turn 11, the double apex. We're going to have the inside line braking a little bit later, pushing him out wide. We're going to go very wide ourselves, squeezing out the Canadian, and we're just managing to hold on to P7 for this French Grand Prix as it stands here. But lap 26, there's yellow flags ahead. There's Nico Hulkenberg, who passed us on lap 22, is now pulled out of the Grand Prix with some sort of mechanical issues, I'm guessing. So that stops Stroll, Grosjean actually, from actually having a chance of overtaking us. But lap 27, we've managed to hold off the fend off the AI, Stroll and Grosjean. As Sebastian Vettel gets back to winning ways, as we're going to come around the last corner to continue our points paying position run as we come home for a very, very decent P6. Some very hard work, a very hard fought for P6. Unlike what we did in Monaco and for Canada, we had to work a lot harder this time out, as this has got a very much bigger opportunity for overtaking. Then Monaco and Canada was a lot faster anyway, and there's not as many corners that the AI are faster than the driver. Maybe turn 2 in Canada, I don't know, but the exit onto the Mistral Straight for the AI is just overpowered. Like, they're so fast, as Pierre Gasly, unfortunately, still in his home Grand Prix comes P9. What is this guy doing? He was so good in 2018 for Toro Rosso. Now, he's god awful. What is he doing, man? He's ruining his career moving for Red Bull there. I thought it was too much stress, but Sebastian Vettel is the one and only Ferrari on the podium, as Bottas managed to get P2 and Lewis Hamilton comes third, finishing off the podium positions there. No Charles Leclerc. I don't think he's won a race yet. He might have won a race. He definitely hasn't in real life. He's had 2 races robbed from him. As it stands, in real life.
So then,
But yeah,
it's time to see
here
how
we go. This is
result
the
affects drivers' championship.
table.
4 points for
At the end of that,
Bottas, further
Charles Leclerc actually come
solidifying
4th,
his
Verstappen
lead
5th,
at the
myself
top of the
6th,
table.
Stroll was
Let's
7th,
focus on
8th
the
was
driver
Grosjean,
of the
9th was
day. Anthony Davidson,
Gasly, and finishing
who
up for
do you
top
pick?
10
probably go for
was
Pierre
my
Gasly.
old
The team did a
F2
good
teammate
job
Lucas
with the
Faber, but
strategy to pull in amongst the pack.
George Russell
But
comes
it's the driver's
16th.
job to
We're still
capitalise on those
P8 in the
opportunities.
Drivers'
He did so
Championship.
with a lot of skill.
Constructors' Championship, I'm not
It's time to see how
sure,
things are
as
shaping
Lance
up.
Stroll's moved
In
up
the
in
Constructors'
P9, but we've moved up
Championship,
actually to
current championship leaders
P5,
still hold top spot.
20 points behind
That
best of
gap
the
is
rest.
getting smaller. Another team that
Behind the
excelled
best of the
today
rest
was
leaders
Williams,
of
who make further
Force India
progress
there.
up the table. After an event
That's
like
going to be,
that, who
we need
knows
to
what
close
the
that gap
sport has in store
so
for
far.
us
It's going to be a
next
little bit
time.
tight,
Be sure to
as
join
we're only
us
1
again
point ahead of
as we
Renault, to be
continue
honest,
to bring you the
who
latest
lose the
excitement
position in the Constructors'
in Formula
Championship as a
One.
home Grand Prix. So unfortunately for Renault, Williams in 5th place in the Constructors' Championship. That's magnificent. It's Claire. Now has some questions for us. What's she going to answer us? Did you struggle to get through all the traffic today? No. No, not at all. The car has the grace of a ballet dancer. It's what I was tempted to go with, but not really. I had so much more downforce than the AI. And yeah, it's pretty easy, to be honest. It's safe to say that we're exceeding everyone's expectations, isn't it? The standard of racing for drivers has been high this season, as it has, especially with Devon Butler and Lucas Faber. And she said, do you think I was lucky not to end my race with that my crash? And I no commented that, as I didn't want to affect anything towards Williams or their reputation or anything. So yeah, that is it. We're going to still be leading our rivalry with our teammate. We're only going still 1 point ahead as we get the same amount of points from that Grand Prix for both drivers. We also managed to pass our team goal, giving us 920 points from that and 1,279 in total resource points. So that is definitely a very nice surprise and a very nice reward. Hopefully we can put that towards some maybe aerodynamics. I might save it for aerodynamics, or we might go for some more chassis upgrades, because it might as well balance it out, you see. As now we have a new contract, we're going to go with level 2 pit stop efficiency. I never realised how overpowered it is, how great it is actually.
All that's left
as well. It's like really good. Level 1 race bonus, which isn't the best. Level 3 simultaneous development. I'm not sure what else. P18 race. Positions. Yeah, P18 race position, P16 qualifying positions. I'm not sure why I did that. But yeah, that's all the worn parts. Turbocharger's now getting a little bit worn, so I think we're going to go to part number 5 for that. Our last part. And yeah, engine part 4 we'll probably only use for practice, or maybe the end of like the season. Or we might even not have to take any more penalties, to be honest with you. We might be able to just manage to get to the end of the season without taking any more power units. It's still got 3 or /2 parts spare after we use part 5. But we're going to go with these 2 double upgrades for the chassis development. So it will give us 4 upgrades for the chassis, closing on our gap to Alfa Romeo. Let's go into Austria just to see if these parts actually go onto our car. And hopefully they do, that would be fantastic. Nothing. Carl's not come over to say if they have or not, so it's not looking too good. Hopefully they are. Will we ever have a look? I'm pretty sure we will. As now we're going to go right trigger down. We've managed to get the chassis upgrades, but the aerodynamic upgrades unfortunately have both failed. So we're going to have to do a lot of work to catch to be able to keep with the development race, as well as fixing those 2 parts on our car. We can't afford them just yet, as they're quite expensive. We need 326 for that one and 547 for that major upgrade. So they will be on the car for Britain if we can manage to get the resource points just for this Grand Prix. We've also still got that downforce upgrade, which hopefully will do absolutely bits, and hopefully it actually goes on the car unlike these other 2 aerodynamic upgrades. But anyway, that's going to be this French Grand Prix. Hope you guys have enjoyed. I'll be Just Gaming, and I'll see you in the Austrian Grand Prix, where hopefully we can get enough resource points for those parts. I'll be Just Gaming, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.